U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry lands in Geneva with one big question in mind. Will a Russian plan to have Syria hand over their chemical weapons actually work?
It has to be verifiable. It has to be credible. It has to be timely and implemented in a timely fashion. And finally, there ought to be consequences if it doesn't take place.
The talks offer a path to avoid U.S. strikes for a chemical attack on Syrian civilians last month that the U.S. blames on President Bashar Assad. Experts say disarmament is difficult but not impossible.
Getting inspectors into the country, securing these materials and then eliminating them is a daunting task with a dozen nightmare logistical problems. But still, it is far easier than the alternatives, doing nothing or going to war.
The Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons has no track record in terms of sending inspectors into zones where they might get shot at.
In an interview Thursday, Assad says he agreed to surrender chemical weapons because of Russia's initiative and not because of attack threats. And he says Syria will start submitting chemical weapons data a month after signing a convention banning such weapons.
I think the Syrian government needs to understand that hindering, obfuscating, delaying, shooting at, all those things we've already seen in terms of Ban Ki-moon's first team going into Damascus doesn't work from this point forward.
But removing the chemical weapons doesn't address the myriad of other issues in Syria.
If you can get these kinds of negotiations going for no-fire zones around the facilities and safety for the inspectors, that could be the beginning of exactly the kind of negotiations you need to put a more permanent, broad ceasefire in place.
For now, all eyes are on Geneva. Tracy Brown, Associated Press.